What's up, everybody? Thanks for clicking my video. Today I wanted to make a quick video. This is actually really impulsive, which is why I didn't have my tripod and stuff to get really good angles, but um, I noticed some issues with my slingshot, and I had popped the clutch fluid reservoir cap off, and I was greeted by some nasty fluid. This stuff is supposed to be essentially clear, and you can see mine looks like dirty motor oil, so it's really easy to change, and apparently this is really common. I have somewhere between 5 and 6,000 miles on mine right now. It's literally all highway miles. I drive mine to and from work, which is about 70 miles a day, all highway. So clutch isn't getting that much use. So this stuff shouldn't be that dirty, but unfortunately it is, and for a lot of people it is. So you really just need a couple things, like a turkey baster or some kind of fluid pump. Of course, I went for the cheap one, the turkey baster. We had one. We never use it, so it's a garage tool now. But and then you're gonna need some kind of cleaning cloth or rags that you can throw away because you're not gonna want to reuse them after you get the brake fluid on it. The stuff is pretty nasty. And then, of course, a bottle of .4 brake fluid. That is what they use for the clutch. Don't think, that's like some cheaper alternative or something like that. They literally use .4 brake fluid. But you got to make sure it's .4. They do make some that say .3 and .4. I personally wouldn't use it, but I mean, it says .4, so I guess it would be okay. I just went for a bottle that straight up said .4. So what you're seeing in this is after my first time changing the fluid. This is what it's supposed to look like, minus the little particles of whatever's in there. You're gonna have to do this a couple times. The first time you do it will be drastically different. You don't have to do it all at once. You could do it once a day for a couple days, or do it once a week or something like that. But I just decided to do mine all at once because I'm driving it to work tomorrow, so I didn't want to take any risk of getting any air in the system or anything like that. So I had already changed mine before I started recording, but what you're going to do, you're just going to come under here, take this cap off carefully, and you can see after I changed mine already, the fluid was that dirty again, just from about 3 or 4 minutes of pumping the clutch. And you can see the little particles in there and stuff, so you're going to want to do this a couple times, but like I said, it's up to you if you want to do it all at once or spread it out. I do apologize about the terrible angles again. I didn't have my tripod, but all you can see me doing here is just literally sucking the fluid out with the turkey baster and dripping it everywhere, which is really bad because this stuff will eat away paint and stuff like that. So you really want to be careful and try to get it without dropping it. So I decided it would be a little bit easier to suck it up and then just kind of put my finger on the end of it so it wouldn't spill anywhere. Also, I got a little bit more by doing that because once you get to the bottom, it doesn't really let you get too much with that turkey baster. So set that fluid somewhere aside. I don't know how you dispose of it, but don't let it touch your paint or anything. And now you can see the reservoir is pretty much empty, so I'm going to go ahead and get a paper towel, wipe it out, and then we're going to fill it with some more fluid. I actually missed it on camera, but what I do is I just use some paper towel, and that absorbs the little bit of last fluid you can't get out of there. And then I take like a microfiber cloth or like a shop towel, something that's not going to leave any kind of lint or dirt. It's really important to use something that's not going to leave any kind of lint or anything like that. And you can see here I got the .4 fluid. But I literally just wipe out the inside of it. I wipe around the lid, the cap, and everything. Then go ahead and pour it in, and look how clean that new fluid is. Look at the difference. And you're only going to fill it up to that second line. That bottom line is the minimum. The upper line is the maximum. And also another big thing, and make sure you clean this cap off. I had already cleaned mine the first time I did it because it was pretty gunked up, but this black part comes off, that white part comes off as well. Sometimes those are actually stuck in the reservoir, so you got to pull them out. That's no big deal. I just kind of expand mine and then wipe it off with a clean cloth or rag. And then this white piece right here comes out, and there's a lip. The lip on it goes inside of the black part, the rubber part. It's pretty self-explanatory though. Also, make sure you clean your cap out. and then put it together back like this, make sure it's clean, and then you're going to put it right back on. Get it nice and snug. And that's it as far as this part goes. So I couldn't really find a definitive answer online of whether or not you should have the engine running. So I did this for a while, both with the engine off and with the engine running. Literally just pump the clutch, just in and out, in and out. I do it all the way to the floor and come back just about as far as you can. You can feel when it engages and disengages. It's not too hard, you know. You know how a clutch works. Yeah, I'm sure you've driven your Slingshot quite a few times, but I just keep going. I did it for roughly, I'd say, 4 to 5 minutes between having the engine off and having the engine running. And then at this point, you know, fast forward a little bit and check your fluid again. Basically, the biggest thing is you don't want any kind of like particles and stuff in there because that's bad. But I would personally recommend doing it around every oil change. That seems to be a pretty solid interval for me. I believe the owner's manual recommends like 30,000 miles, which no way for me. That would be, I bet that fluid would be like syrup and black at that point. So hopefully this helps somebody out. It's a super simple process. Don't let it scare you. Don't be nervous. It literally takes 5 minutes to clean it out and change it, and then, you know, 5 or 10 minutes of pumping the clutch. So really simple, guys. If this helped you out, go ahead and leave a thumbs up. I would really appreciate it. That helps me out more than you'll know. And have a good one, guys.